Rejoice, children of Prometheus! Our broodfather has risen to lead us in glorious battle to dismantle these metal machines and prepare this planet for those from beyond. Now is the hour. Fight with tooth and claw, with hammer and axe. It is our destiny to rule. Rise up from the sewers, from the alleys, in places concealed in shadow. Our time is now to battle, children of Prometheus.
Welcome whānau to this 75 power level Warhammer 40k battle report between the Genestealer Cult and the Necrons. Mission number 3 of the Tomb of Prometheus campaign, and the final mission to determine victory. Will the cult secure control of the planet in anticipation for a Tyranid invasion, or will it return to the Necrons who once ruled the galaxy? The Genestealer Cult, known as the Children of Prometheus, have completed a cult uprising overthrowing Imperial rule. This battle has awoken the Necrons, who have lied dormant on here for centuries. The Necrons are looking to reclaim their empire, and their first challenge is to capture this planet, the planet of Prometheus. The Genestealer Cults look to thwart them and put them down so that control is absolute. So Xenos versus Xenos, both armies holding nothing back in one final battle. Mission is simple. Just kill points, victory points, each enemy unit destroyed. We have First Blood, Linebreaker, and Kingslayer. So D3 victory points if you slay the Warlord, as well as a 2 times point multiplier. So that's just representing both sides are looking to take out the enemy leader to break their opposition. So Necrons are deployed over here, the Promethean Dynasty, the cult across this side here, a lot of their forces in ambush, but not going to make the mistake of the last game putting all of them in there. We've got a few set up and our ambush blips loaded as well. So that's our story and our mission. We're ready to kick into another multi-wargamer battle report, delivering weekly Warhammer content to you, in spite of this whole COVID-19 stuff going on. Things are tough, the world seems crazy, so chill with me, paint your models, touch up your models, work on some hobby to escape the noise, and watch me roll dice and lead armies in glorious tabletop combat, currently sitting on 325 subscribers. Much appreciated, always welcoming more subscribers there, so smash that subscribe button to keep up to date weekly Warhammer content and other goodies for your entertainment. So I hope you're staying safe and healthy. We'll go into turn 1, Necrons kicking things off. So place your bets, Xenos versus Xenos. Will the Necrons reclaim their planet, or will the Genestealers achieve victory today? Tune in to find out. We'll go into Necron turn 1, but before we do, we will take a closer look at the armies that we'll be playing with today. We have 76 power level of Genestealer Cult, the Brood Coven gathered here, led by the Genestealer Patriarch with monstrous rending claws, and accompanied by his familiar. We have the Abominant Arm with a superpower sledgehammer, and a familiar as well. Primus armed with a bone sword, needle pistol, and toxin injector claw. And we have the Magus armed with a force staff and a bolt pistol, completing the Brood Coven here that consists of a battalion detachment and a patrol detachment. We have 2 10-man units of neophyte hybrids. This unit here led by a guy with a bolt pistol, a power maul. We have 2 grenade launchers, 2 heavy mining lasers, and 6 autoguns. This unit here we have 7 autoguns, leader with a bolt pistol chain sword, and 2 heavy stubbers. We have 3 5-man units of acolyte hybrids, Our leaders all armed with bone, swords, and lash whips. We've got auto pistols, cultist knives, and heavy rock drill, heavy rock cutter, and heavy rock saw. A 10-man unit of pure strain Genestealers armed with rending claws. A 5-man aberrant squad. We have 4 power picks, rending claws, and the leader with the heavy improvised weapon. 5-man Adelan Jackal squad. We have 4 bikers, leader with a power axe and shotguns, and then the Adelan Wolf quad armed with a heavy mining laser and a wrench. We have a cult armored sentinel armed with a las cannon, and we have a Goliath rock grinder armed with a heavy mining laser, heavy stubber, drill dozer blade, and the cult Lehman Russ armed with a battle cannon, a las cannon, and 2 heavy bolters. We have 76 power level of Necrons, the Promethean Dynasty, led by Imhotep the Stormlord. He is armed with the Staff of the Destroyer and the Gauntlet of Fire. A Necron Overlord armed with a War Scythe and a Resurrection Orb. And a Necron Lord armed with a War Scythe and a Resurrection Orb. 2 10-man Necron Warrior squads armed with Gauze Flayers. 5-man Lich Guard squad. We have 4 guys with Hyperphase swords and Disruptor shields. And the leader here with a War Scythe. 5-man Necron Immortal squad armed with Gauze Blasters. A 3-man Scarab squad with Feeder Mandibles. We have an Annihilation Barge armed with a Twin Tesla Destructor and a Gauze Cannon. Doomsday Arc armed with a Doomsday Cannon and a Gauze Flayer Array. And a Doom Scythe armed with a Death Ray and a Twin Tesla Destructor. End of movement phase, Necrons turn 1, the Scarabs scuttling forward towards the vehicles of the cult. All these mates here moving into this building. Doomsday Arc standing still. Annihilation Barge boldly moving forward. Doom Scythe cross on. Yeah, boring. Lich Guard moving forward to support the Immortals, moving across the battlefield. We'll go into the shooting phase for the Necrons. Advantage is there. Turn 1 shooting. We'll reveal our cult ambush markers and see what happens. High powered Doomsday Arc, heavy D6 into the rock grinder. 1.
Command
yes. Point. Command point. 2.
2's better than 1.
Yep. It's a command point. Use this phase. 1 wound from the Doomsday Arc. Doomsday Cannon firing in, dealing 4 damages. Opponent wanting to be a dirty dog and not rolling on camera, but you know, what are you going to do? Looking for 4 rugged construction saves. Passed 1, so 3 damages taken. Gauze Flayer Array of the Doomsday Arc, landing 3 hits, no minus into the rock grinder. We are looking for 3 4-up saves. Oh, passed none of them, 1 damage each. Alright, so 3 rugged constructions. None made, so he is on 6 wounds. Alright, so Doom Scythe firing its Death Ray into the Rock Grinder. Rock Grinder's got 4 wounds left. He's hit. He's looking to wound now.
Hit. Strength 10 to 7, so that's 3.
Yes. Command point used there, mate. No death ray. Alright, so the final bit of power from the heavy weaponry of the Necrons. They are looking to seize first blood and destroy this. We've landed 4 hits from the Tesla Destructors. And this guy's only got 4 wounds left. So we're looking for 4 saves to be made. Keep him in the game. So 4 4-up saves initially. Let's go. Only just need to pass 1. Oh, 1, 2, 3, and then a 6-up rugged construction. Nope. So he's on 7 wounds, 3 left. Good to go. Alright, so desperate times call for desperate measures. My opponent is moving early. He's using Call the Storm with Imhotep. To bring down some heavy firepower, looking to destroy the rock grinder. So on a 2+, that unit suffers that many mortal wounds. So rolling out. Oh, 2 mortal wounds. Yo, and he has 3, so that's not going to be a first blood quite so yet. End of turn 1 for the Necrons there, Whānau. In this Tomb of Prometheus, mission number 3, the final battle. All the firepower of these heavy war machines of the Necrons poured into the Goliath rock grinder, who manages to survive hanging on by a single thread. However, that thread is all that you need. He's not too worried at all. He's good to keep going and move on to the next turn, where first blood will be claimed by the Children of Prometheus. The Genestealer Cult have a lot of their forces in reserve, ready to spring their trap at a moment's notice. So yeah, that's the turn 1 for the Necrons. 1 unit dead, 1 unit lost 9 wounds. So pretty ineffective. We'll go on to the Genestealer Cult's turn number 1. See what damage they can spring. End of movement phase for the Genestealer Cults. The neophyte hybrids move forward into the barricades around the Fortress of Redemption here, accompanied by the mages. These old mates standing here, using their mining knowledge, their engineering expertise to repair this plasma cannon and get it back online. Yeah, sounds fair?
No.
Old mate armored sentinel standing still. Colt Lehman Russ standing still. The devoted crew at the cost of 1 command point make some emergency repairs to get the rock grinder chugging along. I just found out that the rock grinder has transport capacity. I thought it was only the Goliath truck, but this thing can carry 6 guys. So I have to remember that for next time. So I've never used that ability before, but yeah, had no idea. 1 wound though, coming into range, Drilldozer blades revving up, looking to chomp into the Annihilation Barge. Adeline Jackals moving forward as well, revving their engines, revving those bikes, ready to unleash their shotguns into the Annihilation Barge. So that's our movement. Not all our forces on the field just yet. We've got some ambushes to make next turn if we can make it there. About to unleash some heavy firepower into the Necrons. Psychic phase first. We've got the mages here. He's going to unleash a smite, nearest enemy unit being the Immortals. So goes off on a 5. Just goes off. D3 mortal wounds. That is cocked. D3 mortal wounds. 3. So 3 guys dead. Yow, yow, yow. Alright, so as a long-time enemy of the Necrons, I know the ins and outs. I know not to fire the heavy battle cannons of my heavy support options into the quantum shielding weaponry. Waste of firepower. So instead, this battle cannon turret, and we've got grinding advance as well. So we're going to fire 2d6 shots into the scarabs. Bit of overkill. We have 10 shots going in. Alright, so the heavy artillery firing 10 shots onto those scarab swarm there. 10 shots hitting on 4s. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ones. Ouch. Only 2 hits.
That's what you get.
2 wounds, battle cannon into the scarab swarm. We are wounding on 2s. I'm going to command point re-roll that one.
That's cocked.
That's not cocked.
That's
I can
cocked.
balance the dice on that.
Cocked.
Watch me balance the dice.
Cocked. You're moving it, and it's moving as well. It's cocked.
That's not.
Re-roll.
Balanced.
Re-roll.
Alright, so 2 wounds landed from the battle cannons. D3 damages. Oh.
Well, that's 1 on 1.
Alright, so haven't had the best dice rolls so far, even when rolling for table edges and turn 1 roll off, all that stuff. Hasn't been too successful. Just missed my shots with the heavy bolter. Got 1 more dice roll to make. Gonna fire the las cannon into the scarab swarm. Potential overkill. Meh, who cares? That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. Bro. Told you, it's rolling skulls. I want to swap my dice. Alright, so Heavy Mining Laser has landed into the Annihilation Barge. My opponent has spent a command point on the Quantum Deflection stratagem. We're looking to wound now, wounding on a 3. Boom. Change the dice seems to be working for me. Alright, so landed the wound into the Annihilation Barge, Heavy Mining Laser, rolling for damages now.
What's your roll? 6.
Rolling a 2. Oh! I'm amazing. You can't roll lower than that. Alright, Fano, so I was just saying earlier how I just found out that the Rock Grinder has a transport carrying capacity of 6 models after playing Genestealer Cults for how long? And also, we just clarified the rules for quantum shielding. So the way we've been doing it is anytime it suffers damages, it's you make a quantum shielding roll. However, the rules actually clarify that anytime the model fails a saving throw. So if you're firing something with high AP that goes straight through, it doesn't actually get to make a saving throw, which means... correct me if I'm wrong, that that quantum shielding ability doesn't kick in. So we've been playing it not quite right. To be fair, my opponent's been telling me what the rule is, and I didn't really bother to.
Oh, bugger!
That's true. You've misunderstood it, and I've just gone along with what you've said. So
you read the book as much as I do.
Not for your army. Yeah, crazy stuff. So that's going to change things up. I should have fired in with my battle cannon, done a bit more work. But yeah, crazy that we've been doing that for so long. Yeah, for like 2 years plus. Does anyone actually watch these battle reports? You could have told us like ages ago. All good, so we'll continue shooting phase with the Necron, with the Genestealer Cults. Just as a fun thing to share. Alright, the Jackal's having a bit more success. Shotgun Boys killing one of the Scarabs. And putting one onto 2 wounds. I've also landed the Mining Laser from the Wolf Quad into the Annihilation Barge, and we are dealing D6 damages. Don't use that dice. This one here. D6. It's got 6 wounds left. Oh, roll a 6! Have I used the command point?
Yeah, you have.
Alright, so continuation of the shooting phase. Genestealer Cult's turn number 1. The neophytes here are inspired to a frenzy by the mages. We've got 2 mining lasers going to fire into the Doom Scythe here. Hitting on 5s because it's a flyer, so 2 shots. Nothing. Alright, so the neophytes have landed hits onto the remaining 2 immortals. We've got potential first blood coming up. 2 white dice are crack grenades, 2 green dice are auto guns. So greens are 5s, whites are 3s. So just 1 single wound with the crack grenade. Alright, so first blood goes to the Genestealer. Roll it. That was cocked.
I rolled the save.
Roll it.
It was safe.
Roll your save. Hey, don't touch my dice. COVID. This guy, dirtiest dog today.
I made the save.
No, you didn't. You quickly pulled the dice off. You were slimy. And then he goes and steals my dice there, team. Dirty opponent. Don't know what he's up to today. But he evades turn 1 first blood through cheating.
Oh, bugger off.
Good for. Alright, final end of the shooting phase for the Genestealer Cult. Rather despicable, dirty shooting phase there. My opponent. Those tactics, those tactics. Even from the very start, when he tries to roll off camera, need to keep my eye on him there, Fano. I don't know what's happening. He evaded first blood very controversially by stealing my dice and rolling with it. We will allow it for now, but you know those are just what I have to deal with, that dishonorable tactic. The turn is not yet over, however, for the Children of Prometheus. The Rock Grinder has made a charge in. evading Overwatch fire from the Annihilation Barge, and the Adeline Jackals have successfully charged into the Scarabs as well. So going to tear into those combats and wrap up turn 1 for the Genestealer Cult. Alright, so 4 hits, strength 9, toughness 6, so wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, and I'm going to spend the command point. Just 2 wounds. 2 wounds, and that is AP minus 2.
2 6-ups.
Passed 1, failed 1. Alright, so rolling D3 damages there. 1.
Yeah.
Alright, so he's down to 4. And you get to attack back. Alright, so the Annihilation Barge is down to 4 wounds. It has landed a successful wound onto the Rock Grinder somehow. Looking for 1 4-up save. Easy peasy. No. So it Rugged Construction 6 up. No. Which I'm acting surprised, but this is actually what I planned. Because I'm going to use Rig to Blow stratagem. This guy's destroyed, and I'm going to Rig to Blow to make him explode. Alright, so Rig to Blow exploding onto the Annihilation Barge, dealing D3 damages. Oh, 3 damage. Bringing it down to 1 wound. Could have done a bit more, sadly, but that gives my opponent first blood. Luckily, because if I started it in this combat, potentially I could have got first blood, but that's alright. Brought the Annihilation Barge down to 1 wound. Good place to start. We'll go wrap up this combat and then end turn 1. Alright, so 1 wound dealt by the Adeline Jackals. However, the Scarabs are going to activate the stratagem Self-Destruction, inspired perhaps by the Goliath Rock Grinder's Noble Sacrifice. Going to detonate in now. So they've successfully detonated and they're dealing D3 mortal wounds. So 2 and 3. Alright, fine, so end of turn number 1 for the Genestealer Cult. A long turn, a bloody turn. The Jackals took down the Scarabs, prompted them to kill themselves. So that's 1 victory point to the Genestealer Cult. My opponent's got 1 for destruction of the Rock Grinder, and 1 for first blood. So 2 to them, 1 to us. The battle still rages onwards. Sweeping over the battlefield quickly. Pretty happy with what we've done so far. Too early to say anything after turn 1, especially since I've got a heap of units still in reserve. But yeah, happy with what the work we've done. We're going to go into Necron's turn number 2, see what they can do. Alright, so the Lich Guard strolling across the battlefield. A long way to go. With these melee oriented units, you need to have a transportation plan. Otherwise, they're pretty lackluster, pretty ineffective. So, I mean, they've got their super storm shields or whatever the Necron equivalent is, so they can certainly sponge up bullets, but slow walk across the battlefield. An Immortal has been resurrected, standing next to his mate, the Necron Lord, accompanying them there in the crater. He is intent on assisting with the recovery, reclaiming Prometheus, so they can rebuild their empire. Over here, no movements from these units or these units over there. The Annihilation Barge has cowered and recovered, 2 wounds remaining, right for the picking. The Genestealer Cults shall destroy it. And the Doom Scythe crossing behind enemy lines, zipping right here. A few targets in sight, but also becoming a target for me to destroy, especially once we get that anti-aircraft gun up and running within the fortress. Fingers crossed we do that. Into the shooting phase, Necrons. Alright, so the Doomsday Arc has fired into the Cult Leman Russ over there, landing 2 wounds that go straight through as it's AP -5 with the Doomsday Cannon. very reminiscent of last game. If you haven't watched it, go back and check it out. Exact same scenario, landed 2 wounds and then rolled double 6s for damages, wiped out the Leman Russ in one go. So rolling for damages now, 2d6 damages, double 1s. Oh, 3! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, baby. Leman Russ again under fire by the Doom Scythe, landing 2 wounds. We're looking for 2 6-ups. Failed both. D6 damages, 2d6. Double 1, snake eyes. 6 and a 3. Oh, and he's got 6 and a 3. He is dead. Ah, man.
Another point.
Another victory point. So that puts you on 3 to my 1.
Yep.
End of the turn for the Necrons, turn number 1. As the battle for Prometheus begins to wrap up, 3 victory points to the Necrons, 1 to the Genestealer Cult. Again, focused fire into targets of priority. My opponent managed to destroy the Leman Russ, turn number 2. Securing that 3rd victory point. Now the forces of the cult are rather thinned out. However, we've got a bunch of reinforcements about to drop in next turn. So we'll go straight into turn 2 for the Genestealer Cults. See what happens if we can change the balance of the game once again. Don't go anywhere. End of movement phase for the Genestealer Cults, turn number 2. All but 1 unit has arrived from Cult Ambush, and we've spent 9 command points on the Perfect Ambush stratagem to allow ambushing units to either move d6 or shoot as if it was the shooting phase. So we've moved with the Patriarch, we've moved with the, he's 5, the Genestealers are 4, and the Aberrants moved 2, so probably not going to get the charge in just yet. Accompanied here, Abominant, Primus, and 5 Acolyte hybrids. With the arrival of the Broodfather, the Magus has left the fortress accompanied by his neophytes, looking to bring the fight towards the enemy. And some more Acolyte hybrids have sprung out of the forest, looking to sweep in and start killing some Necrons, seizing the battlefield, seizing the planet of Prometheus, bringing it under their control. So we'll go into the shooting phase, psychic phase now. See what devastation can be unleashed. We have the 2 warlords, neck and neck. Can Imhotep take down the Patriarch? Highly doubt it. Patriarch's got his boys with him too, and his little familiar. But we'll soften him up with a smiting blow. Genestealer Patriarch has personally come to intervene in this battle, lending his psychic dominion to the Genestealer forces. He needs this planet cleansed, and the Necrons stand against him. So he has risen from his sewers and looks to battle with the Stormlord Imhotep himself. He will unleash a smite on him first, and going off on a 5. That goes off and dealing D3 mortal wounds.
What?
2, happy with that. How many does he have left?
4.
And he will also use the Genestealer Familiar accompanying him to cast Might from Beyond onto the Genestealers, giving them +1 attack and +1 strength, going off on a 7. And that goes off on a 10, so that's good to go. They are buffed up for their eventual combat. One more bit of psychic magic to unleash with the Magus. So the Magus smiting into the Lich Guard here, nearest enemy unit on a 6. That just goes off. D3 mortal wounds. 2. So one of the Lich Guard is dead. End of the shooting phase for the Genestealer Cult. We've managed to take down the Immortals there. In the crater, only the Lord remains, gaining another victory point. So that's 2 to the Genestealer Cult, 3 to Necrons. Across the battlefield here, the Atlan Jackals are flanking the enemy, managed to pick off one of the Necron warriors, and a lot of melee-oriented units, so nothing else happening, about to charge into Imhotep the Stormlord. So stay with us for glorious combat about to unfold. Alright, so successful multi-charge from the Genestealers and the Patriarch into the Necron warriors and Imhotep. So combat is about to go down. Failed to get the aberrants into the Necron Lord over there. But yeah, we're going to slay, get the King Slayer, slay the Warlord. So very keen, stay with us, about to mince in. So Monstrous Rending Claws have reroll failed wound rolls. So reroll. Oh, whoa. So all hits, and we've got 2 6s. Ouch. Imhotep's dead.
Yeah.
So the Genestealer Patriarch, broodfather of the Children of Prometheus, pounces, leaps onto Imhotep the Stormlord, and Imhotep's needing to make 7 4-up invulnerable saves. 7 4-ups.
Ooh, crap.
Oh, don't get too excited.
They did not count.
7 4-ups.
He's dead.
Oh.
He's very dead.
He's very dead. He failed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Failed 6 of them. Alright, so the Warlord has been slain by the fury of the Genestealer Patriarch. Monstrous Rending Claws tear straight into Imhotep. Or well, Imhotep equivalent, I'll say. Imhotep wouldn't be here. This is the Imhotep equivalent of the Promethean Dynasty. So he's dead. So what does that mean? That's 1 kill point for another enemy unit destroyed. 1 kill point for slay the Warlord. Well, only ended up rolling a 1, so that's 5 victory points. And then as part of the Kingslayer special objective, I said at the start, that's a 2 times point multiplier. Remembering both sides are looking to cut the head off the beast to make the rest of the battle easier. So that's boost the Genestealers up to victory points of 10. So my opponent's 3. So a big, massive shift in the battle. Kind of how I was planning things to go. Now I've just got to keep the Patriarch safe. Genestealer is going to tear in. We've got 32 attacks. They do have might from beyond. They do have the Genestealer watching over them. They're about to tear these guys. Tear them open like tin cans. Alright, and the Genestealers absolutely tear those Necrons limb from limb. Tear them open like tin cans, as I did predict. Bringing the Genestealers up to victory points of 12. My opponent's sitting on 3. The 2 times point multiplier making a huge difference. And my opponent will need to rethink and remove to take out the Patriarch. Going into turn number 3 for the Necron. Stay with us, Fano. Test out some reanimation, see what happens. Alright, so reanimation protocols for the Lich Guard on the 5-up. Nope. The Necrons, with the loss of Imhotep, have finally decided to kick into gear. Warriors hopping down from the building to stop the Jackals, accompanied by the Necron Overlord. Old mate here, still staying still. The Doom Scythe zipping across to this side now. Possibly identifying the threat of these. Annihilation Barge still chugging along on 2 wounds. Easy pickings. Easy pickings for a smite next turn. And the Necron Lord, the Lich Guard, doubling back. Showdown with the Aberrants. That one will be entertaining. Yeah, see how they do. Abominant back here and his boys. Yeah, be very interesting. Stay with us going into shooting phase. Alright, Doomsday Cannon has landed 2 wounds onto the Armored Sentinel that goes straight through, looking for 2d6 damage. It has 4 wounds left. So that's enough to destroy it. It's gone. Done and dusted. Another victory point for the Necrons, 12 to the Genestealers. End of the shooting phase for the Necrons as the battle for Prometheus draws to a close. Ever closer. 1 Jackal dead, 2 more left, 2 wounds each. 2 Genestealers killed as well, and 3 Acolyte hybrids from there wiped out. So that's the shooting. We'll go into my opponent wants to make some charges now. Alright, so the Necron warriors and the Overlord successfully charging into the Jackals. A little bit uneasy about this one, will be interesting. Over here, Lich Guards charge into the Aberrants, as well as the Necron Lord. So another showdown is about to go down. This one will be a good one as well, good challenge. 2 melee units, 2 monstrous units about to chop in against each other. We have reinforcements lying here as well, ready to step in next turn. Alright, so the Warriors and the Necron Overlord killed the last 2 remaining Jackals, securing another victory. 0.5 to the Necrons, 12 to the Genestealers, as we move over to combat with the Aberrants and the Lich Guard. Alright, so end of the turn for the Necrons. The Lich Guard, first time they've actually get to fort since we've bought these models. As I was saying earlier, you know, the lack of mobility unless you've got a transport, hard to get them into any fight, so this was pretty cool to see. They lost 1, we lost 2 Aberrants. The Hyperphase, or the shields, came in handy, giving them invulnerability against the high AP of the Aberrants' weapons. But yeah, they're hanging on by a thread. 5 victory points to Necrons, 12 to the Genestealer Cults as we move into Genestealer Cults turn 3. We'll do a quick sweep over the battlefield. So we've got Genestealer Cult forces here. These ones still locked in. These guys moving forward there. 2 Acolytes still surviving. One of them there has the Rock Saw, so we can rev that into the Annihilation Barge. We have our Genestealers still alive, roaming around the battlefield. And then over here, this guy full strength, this guy full strength. These guys mulling around, but too far to get to for some quick kill points. Rest of the battlefield barren along this end. So that's the state of our battlefield as we move into Genestealer Cult's turn number 3. End of movement phase for the Genestealer Cult's turn number 3. The last reinforcements hiding in ambush have sprung up, looking to avenge the fallen Jackals. 3 command points spent on the perfect ambush. They've moved 4 inches, so that's only a 5-inch charge required into these Necron warriors. Genestealers advance towards the building here, the Patriarch, rolling a big daddy D6, climbing up onto the building, looking to tear his monstrous rending claws into the Doomsday Ark. Magus and his faithful acolytes moving for neophytes moving forward. This guy's only got 2 wounds left, and the acolytes, one with the Rock Saw, looking to tear open that hull of the Annihilation Barge. And lastly, over here, the Abominant Primus, itching to tear into the combat. The Acolyte hybrids walking around as well, block off any path of escape. They are about to get destroyed. 2 victory points coming up here. Alright, so Magus unleashing a crippling smite against the Annihilation Barge. 2 wounds left. Should have filmed it, got a bit too excited. Rolling double 6s for a big daddy smite, dealing D6 mortal wounds. So just need a 3 or higher. And we got a 5. Bada bing. Butter, your Annihilation Barge is destroyed. Does it explode? Because it could potentially kill those 2 guys.
Oh, it may do actually.
Genestealer is going to smite as well, the Patriarch. Another double 6s coming right up. Double 3s. Good enough. D3 mortal wounds. Yo. Tell me what that says. That's a 3 mortal wounds, baby. Alright, 9 wounds left on this baby. Hoping to chop into him. Currently on 14 victory points. My opponent on 5. Turn number 3. Genestealer dominance hard, although if the Patriarch dies, it's going to put my opponent on 10, 12 victory points. So yeah, pretty risky. But we'll continue now, going to the shooting phase. Acolyte hybrids managed to take down 2 of the Necron warriors with their pistols. Itching to tear in with their weapons, their knives, their whips. Shooting phase continues. End of the shooting phase. Not a lot else that could have been done after those acolytes took on the warriors. These guys just advanced, moving forward to close off that last bit of Necron resistance. We have Annihilation Barge, Doom Scythe, a warrior squad, and a Necron Lord over that ways. Not Overlord that ways. I'm going to go make some charges now. Oof, I'm feeling pretty confident so far. But yeah, still could be anyone's game. Alright, so these guys are in for a mighty clash. We've got the heavy rock drill. And that thing just keeps rolling and rolling, delivering mortal wounds. So eager to... Yeah, you remember that one. Roll of 2, roll of 3, roll of 4, roll of 5. So keen to clear out this band here. And then across the battlefield, combats are in Abominant, Primus, 3 Aberrants, 5 Acolyte Hybrids, Heavy Rock Cutter. All the toys ready to destroy remaining Necron resistance on the western flank. The planet of Prometheus belongs to its children, belongs to the cult. Anyone who threatens that will be destroyed with extreme discretion. Get these combats smashed through. Whānau excited to see the Abominant smash in there with his superpower sledgehammer. Oh, and boom, these guys piling in, swarming. Think of like an alien swarm scurrying up the walls, pouring onto the Doomsday Ark. 9 wounds. Got the Patriarch. He should be able to tank it out. Yeah, exciting things about to happen. I'm sure we're going to wrap this game up. Genestealer victory. Alright, Whānau, so end of turn. Genestealer Cult's turn number 3. The Warriors managed to hold on. 2 more Warriors still in the mix. Managed to take 6 wounds off the Doomsday Ark. And it didn't manage to deliver any damage at all. And the crew here looks like the next, death metal album cover. Abominant, Primus, Acolyte Hybrids. Yeah, these guys, of course, cleaned out the Lich Guard and the Necron Lord. Cleansing the battlefield, securing another 4 victory points for the Genestealer Cult. Bring me on to 18 to my opponent's 5. And we'll go into Necron turn number 4. They've only got, they've got full health Doom Scythe, 3 wounds left. That's going to be 4 wounds with living metal. This dude, he might do some damage. They still got the rock drill. Bit of work to do. I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to go in. Stay with us. Necron's turn number 4. Alright, Whānau, so we have decided to call the game there, giving the victory to the Genestealer Cults. Victory to the Children of Prometheus. They have claimed the planet. Xenos versus Xenos. They have edged out the win. The planet is now mostly under their control. With the Necron threat dealt with, they can draw their attentions now to the last bits of Imperium resistance that still survives fighting within the city. And a much better battle report there, at least for myself as the Genestealer Cult player. Got to use a lot more stratagems, plan my army out better, pounce out and deliver some big hurt. You got to tough out that first turn, but once turn 2 comes and you can bring your ambush your units anywhere you want, that's where you make a big difference. It's going to cut to a quick little cinematic and then wrap up the game.
It is done. The planet is ours, and deliverance awaits. Return to the sands from where you came.
Deliverance. Only death awaits you. The devourer spreads across the galaxy, eating planets and stars. You ignorant mortal.
Ignorant? You are dying, and I am ignorant? die now. That orb emanates great power. I shall claim it as my own.
Now you see, now your eyes are open. Enjoy your hollow victory, for death awaits.
Alright, so end of another campaign. Genestealer Cults versus Necrons, the Tomb of Prometheus. A Genestealer victory, a hollow victory though, as the Magus has had the revelation. He has been enlightened upon touching the resurrection orb of the true intents, the true purpose of the Tyranids, what they plan to do when they arrive to the planet of Prometheus. So how will he take this news? Can he convince the cult to turn against the Tyranids, to prepare the planetary defenses to fight them off, knowing that death only lies when they arrive, that they'll melt this planet down, eat every last bit of life force, drain the oceans, kill everyone to fuel their massive bioships, and lay a dent in their insatiable hunger that has seen entire galaxies and systems destroyed. He'll have a lot of work to do, and we'll catch up to see how he goes, as he has to find who will stay loyal to him and who will side with the Tyranids. Future story threads laid out there for upcoming campaigns, as the Magus looks to gather forces to prepare the defense of Prometheus against a Tyranid invasion, going against the rest of the Children of Prometheus. So, hope that whets your appetite, gets you interested, excited for more to come. We haven't seen the last of Prometheus or the battles there. And remembering that Imperium defenders still stand within the city, so perhaps enemies of enemies have to become friends. Shaky alliances will need to be formed if they want to save themselves and the planet. But yeah, that's another campaign. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Two Xenos armies battling it out on your tabletop for your entertainment. And I hope you guys are staying safe, staying healthy there as well. Once again, things are tough, things are challenging. So yeah, whatever you're doing, hoping a bit of 40k, a bit of Warhammer content, can live in your afternoons, live in your next 30 to 40 minutes, however long this video is taken. Yeah, and thank you for watching. If you are interested in this content at all, I put up weekly Warhammer videos. We've got a little Kill Team campaign in the works as well. So be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, be sure to share this video in your Facebook groups with your friends, with your families, anyone you want to do. Follow me on Twitter for more updates. And make sure you tune in next week. Whānau, we have the arrival of a new army. We have, two new armies actually. We have the Ynnari rolling out, as well as the Slaanesh forces, Slaanesh demons, as well as some Emperor's Children, Chaos Space Marines. So two new armies haven't yet been fielded. 2020. Year of new armies, new changes. We do also have a new Imperium army in the works. So exciting things to come on the channel, whānau. You got to hit subscribe. You got to stay up to date with me, New Zealand's #1, the maoriwargamer. Love to have you with me. Upcoming campaign, Ynnari versus Slaanesh. We have the Psychic Awakening book as well for them, detailing their new rules and a nice little nifty campaign. The whole COVID thing has limited the number of units we can purchase with the closure of Mighty Ape and Games Workshop, so not as expensive as we thought, but once things calm down, we will be able to put more focus into those armies. However, we've got enough to make do with 350 power level battles. A bit of variety should be there for you guys. So yeah, thanks for tuning in this week, whānau. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Once again, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I am your humble host, the maoriwargamer. Catch you next week. Thank you for watching once again. Ka kite. Anō.